freestyle motocross, a sport beyond the ordinary. Brave riders on their high-flying bikes. What looks like a spectacular show turns out to be a competition on the edge.
Here we go! Whoa! No!
The best riders throw down virtually impossible tricks. The RedBull X Fighters meet at the most spectacular locations. The Bull Ring in Madrid, Slane Castle in Ireland, Fort Worth, Texas, Wuppertal, Germany, the Pyramids of Giza, the Red Square in Moscow, Battersea Power Station in London, JBR Beach in Dubai, the Esplanade of Ministries in Brasilia, Brazil. The 2011 series ended on Cockatoo Island in the middle of Sydney Harbour, Australia. RedBull X Fighters is the hardest and most spectacular freestyle motocross tour on planet Earth. It's springtime, a few weeks before the 2012 RedBull X Fighters World Tour kicks off in Dubai. The athletes are preparing all over the globe. Josh Sheehan improves his golf skills with coach Robbie Madison and plays on America's most beautiful playground, Santa Monica Beach.
To swing on a swing normally just doesn't interest me, so we have to make fun of it.
A beautiful little village somewhere in southern Spain.
This is my home. It's here where I live with my girlfriend in the number 46, the same number that Valentino Rossi.
Danny Torres is still walking on crutches, but he has a plan to defend this very special title. Nate Adams took some time over the winter to get his business going. Together with his friends, he runs a glove company called Deft Family.
The biggest gear companies copying our gloves and trying to make what we're making and trying to get the material that we use to use on their gloves. So it's a hassle, but it's a compliment at the same time.
Matt Rabot from Switzerland did not compete in 2011 due to an injury. Right now, he's determined to work on his comeback.
It's pretty much when you cannot eat chocolate for 1 year, when you can eat chocolate, you're like so hungry about that.
The Austrian Alps are Aigo Sato's hideaway. Here he dedicates his life to the sport. And Levi Sherwood works on his brand new track in New Zealand. We are checking out who is fit and ready to battle. Wherever the riders are and whatever they do, Tess Sewell knows it all. He is the RedBull X Fighters sports director. Tess is a bike maniac. One of the few guys who travel the world all year long looking for new spots, talking to the riders, thinking about new track designs. Tess Sewell proudly presents the RedBull X Fighters World Tour.
2012 RedBull X Fighters is going to be absolutely unbelievable again. We got 6 stops, 4 continents. It's truly global. We start on that beach in Dubai. It's called JBR Beach, and it's the scene. Every weekend night, people crowd down there normally, driving all these impressive sports cars. It's almost like another world.
The city was crazy. I mean, every building's a skyscraper. Everything looks like it's brand new. The place has just got money.
We get to bring freestyle motocross there.
Welcome to the RedBull X Fighters here in Dubai, United Arab Emirates.
I like the sand and I'll be fairly comfortable in it, I think.
Dubai, I like beach.
We're coming back to the US for the first time since 2009. Now, in 2009, we were in Texas with the biggest freestyle course anyone had ever seen.
The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders opening up the show.
We saw the double backflip pulled out by Cameron Sinclair for the first time.
What a fantastic double backflip from Cameron Sinclair.
But we really saw Nate Adams prove his dominance. That's why he's called the Destroyer, because he came out in that final against Matt Ribot and just crushed him. This year, we're going to be in the hills of Glen Helen, but this time we're building an even bigger course with more freeride characteristics built into the hills there.
Glen Helen's about an hour-and-a-half drive from here instead of an 18-hour flight like most of them are, so it's coming back this year and that'll be good.
A stop that really is actually kind of exciting me, we're going to Istanbul, Turkey. Yedikule Castle. It's literally a castle built into the old wall of Istanbul.
All I know about Istanbul, Turkey is they make a good kebab. Hopefully it's going to be a good event.
It's all the time a pleasure for me to go to a new country, new city, and meet some new people, and just like try some food there and have a good time.
From Istanbul, we moved to the stop that we call the Wimbledon of Red Bull X Fighters. We're back in the bull ring of Las Ventas in the center of Madrid. Everyone is so passionate that it really lifts all of the riders to perform probably more than almost anywhere else we go.
The noise that they make is amazing with the tunnels. It echoes through the tunnels. It makes it so good to ride in front of.
I want to do a new trick in Las Ventas. It's really good for me when I ride with my crowd.
We go to the giant Olympic Stadium in Munich. We're there for the first time. Now, the building itself is really impressive and just a crazy architectural design. Dane Herron building a big track in Munich, and I think that's going to be key, that the guys at this point in the season are going to have to really step up their game as we work down towards the championships.
It was so cold the last time I was there. I couldn't believe how freaking cold it was.
We're going to move back down under again to Cockatoo Island in the middle of Sydney Harbour, and it's amazing. The backdrop is the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Sydney city skyline.
2012, down under. Hopefully it's a cracker.
We take over the island, and it's such an exclusive ticket. Only 10,000 people can actually fit there, so the fans literally have to fight to earn the right to come and see this final. And as we saw from last year, almost anything can happen when you have this compressed course and a whole bunch of guys who are really, really hungry to win the season.
That was the best weekend of my life so far. Hopefully I can do the same as last year.
You know, can't let Sheehan have it easy again, you know? Got to get up there and battle with him.
Happy birthday, Sheeny! Cheers, Moto.
Welcome to Meadowland in Temecula, California. Josh Sheehan is here for the first time, meeting the Meadow Boys, Cruz and Daddy Robbie Madison.
Oh yeah. And then I would change it so now the back row sits like where the gravel is now.
It is pretty amazing, I think, to look up to these guys a few years ago, to see all these people in Temecula, to hear about Temecula, and then to come over here and Madison just be so inviting. These world champions that you look up to are just invite you into the house. It's not something you would have thought of a few years ago.
Should we take a ride in the golf cart?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'd love to have a look around.
Check it out.
Sweet.
Robbie Madison is an Australian national hero. Together with his wife Amy, he came to the US a few years ago to ride with the Americans, to buy a house and to found a family. Little Cruz was born in the US, and his daddy owns the coolest front yard in the world with a huge FMX track.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Like I built the foam pit in a regular shape to fit in this part of the driveway.
Yeah.
But it kind of works perfect because you can walk along the railing on the back side there and still jump the double section over the driveway.
Yeah, okay.
I imagine we'll be based out here for the next few years and through this transition period of like, you know, I'm 30 years old, so I'm sure there's not going to be a super long career in riding, doing freestyle motocross, but obviously my lifetime's going to go on for a long time, so I'm not exactly sure where I'll end up, but this is a great starting point. You know, I'm sure like from here we're just going to take each day as it comes and see where we end up. Pop into the garage, mate. So obviously there's a little workshop here. We just got all the parts on the wall.
Yep.
And this is where Alex, my mechanic, does all these work, so
cool.
I very rarely come in here.
That is not quite the truth. Most probably, Madison spends more time in the garage than in the living room. It's Daddy's playroom.
He's the Rory McIlroy of freestyle motocross. Let's test him out on the golf course. See if he's on point. Hole number 1, easy par 3. Needing wings for this one. Maybe we need
The ball might need some wings.
We need some concentration.
Sheehan looks good, but that's not enough on a golf course. The Matto boys and their Aussie guest Josh Sheehan, just having fun.
It's about time you've upgraded to the golf hat.
Cool. I'm with you, am I?
Looking a lot better. You got to dress for the cause.
Yeah.
You can be here inside 1 minute, having lunch, whatever, and then gear up, and 10 minutes later you're out the front yard throwing down some jumps. It's unfortunate that we're both not riding at the moment, otherwise we'd have the foam pit open and would be doing all kinds of stuff, but but Josh is kind of showing us now, like, even when you can't ride dirt bikes, there's still something to do in the front yard.
Sheehan adds a little freestyle flavour.
Oh, you put another one there already for me? Thanks.
Oh, probably your best yet.
Yep, I think
All right, mate, it's enough golf. Let's go inside. Welcome to the casa.
Robbie Madison is a 2-time Red Bull X Fighters champion, and he's famous for his world record jumps. Madison is reckoned as the new Evel Knievel.
So this is the little games room. Got some memorabilia in here. This is like the first experiment we did.
In 2007, he jumped a football field in Las Vegas, a 98-meter world record jump. In 2010, he became the first ever rider to flip the Tower Bridge in London.
Creek Canal.
The Corinth Canal, Greece. Many riders dreamt of jumping this gap. Robbie Madison did it. He jumped 80 meters wide and 100 meters above the surface.
The Arc de Triomphe.
Las Vegas 2009. Robbie Madison did a 100-foot step up on the Arc de Triomphe. And then he did something even crazier. He jumped back down. Josh Sheehan meets fellow Australian Robbie Madison. And wherever Aussies meet, they share the same sense of humour.
Try the kookaburra or something?
Josh Sheehan has just recently won the first ever Red Bull X Fighters on Australian soil. That makes him a star in the global FMX scene. Who is this guy? Santa Monica, the picture postcard beach close to Los Angeles. It is off-season. This is the time for athletes and artists. Josh Sheehan grew up on an apple farm at the Australian Gold Coast, and whenever he travels, he takes time to inhale his environment. Sheehan is always on the move.
Swing on a swing normally just doesn't interest me, so we have to make fun of it.
Being here on this playground and not being able to play like the others, for him is like being a kid and going window shopping at the candy store.
It does suck watching other people do things that I could do and I will be able to do, just not right now.
He dislocated his shoulder in October, and after 5 months of hard rehab, he's almost back in the ring. And this is the perfect preparation before the new season starts. The last season ended with a flourish in Sheehan's home country. Sydney, Australia, Cockatoo Island. 10,000 Aussie fans got an exclusive ticket to watch this unique contest.
That was the best weekend of my life so far. It was an amazing time, a big ride. My friends, family were there. First time RedBull X Fighters had come to Australia. And I'd put a bit of pressure on myself by learning the double backflip a few months earlier. I knew I could win and I knew I would win if I did the double.
Look at the amplitude he's getting off of that. He's doubling what the normal height is.
I just wasn't going to let myself not win.
It's going to Sheehan, an Australian winner on Australian soil.
Just did 2 double backflips in competition. It was an amazing feeling. It was something just a few years ago I dreamt of riding in the X Fighters against these guys, and a few short years later it's happening. So a bit of a dream come true that day.
Again! He does it again! Wow! Madness on course, not once, but twice, and the people are freaking out!
It doesn't feel like I was world champion or anything. It just felt like I won one round. It just means that now I know it is possible, and it just made me think, okay, next year I have to think differently. Instead of going in to try and get high, I just have to go in trying to win. Got home really excited, then I don't know if it was coming down off the high, but got a little bit crook when I was home, a bit sick, and I just had a few days off, got back into the practice and then injured myself, dislocated my shoulder again.
And since that day, he hasn't jumped a motorbike. Sheehan is a sports freak.
When you're off the bike for so long, especially when your arm's in a sling or something, when your body starts to heal up, all you want to do is do something. Running's good both physically and mentally, I think. It doesn't just keep you fit and get your body in good shape, but it helps you just de-stress and clear your mind, just relax, I guess. You sort of get these bad toxins, bad stuff out of your body, and just sort of loosen up, relax and enjoy some sunshine and just views like this. You get a feeling of achievement when you had a big run, I think, and like you've done something for your day and not just wasted it.
Josh Sheehan does not waste a single day on his way to Dubai.
If you're winning and still feel like you need to improve, then I guess you can't really get a better formula to winning and success. So hopefully that'll be with me all year, and I'll just keep training hard and trying my hardest at all the comps.
Before we meet Josh Sheehan's rivals for the 2012 crown, let's take a look back at the 2011 RedBull X Fighters season. Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Brasilia, Brazil. Rome, Italy. Madrid, Spain. Poznan, Poland. Sydney, Australia. The riders will also look back and tell us about their moments of joy and moments of fear, and have a bit of fun in between.
When my brother told me, Danny, you need to do that.
But who found the line, Danny? Who found it?
At the start of the 2011 RedBull X Fighters tour, we're on the beach in Dubai, and it's an amazing scene.
He starts off strong, hard, and fast. The clown is in the house.
Heart attack backflip. But Danny Torres
rode absolutely perfectly.
We come through to the semi-final and we have this clash of two titans. You've got Danny Torres, who made a mistake in qualifying and had to fight all of the way out of round one through to the semis, where he meets up with Nate Adams.
These guys want it. They know in only 6 events, they have to score as many points at every round as humanly possible. DT gives a little look at the crowd there at the camera and says, okay, here I go. Gets the music pumping.
Wow, what a great start from DT.
Starting up hard here. He knows he really has to rush now. Big Cordova backflip out of DT.
Flip Cordova, I think, is the best that I do in my life.
Yeah, it was solid. Solid run.
Danny goes out first and just puts in this sublime run. Huge tricks, great extensions. The question is, does that put some pressure on Nate Adams?
Nate, there we go. Nice 360. No variation this time, though, and the judges know he had a heel clicker and a knack-knack 360 last time, so a nice cat-knack Indy out of Nate.
We just saw a picture of Danny Torres sitting there on the hot seat, keeping an eye on this very closely. Oh, deep.
Nice big whip there out of the transfer into that really short ramp. Look at it, it's getting a bit slippery out there. He gets all sideways setting up for that jump. I don't think Nate's got the right line out here. And Nate with an uncharacteristic mistake.
Nate, who'd looked flawless to that point, is in the middle of his run, goes to pull a big backflip trick and takes nothing off. It's just a dead sailor backflip. He lands it, and that's the point where the judges are saying, you know what? This is not Nate's chance to win.
Adams is out of this one, and Torres moves on to the final.
Danny Torres beats Nate in the semis, goes on to the final, and he takes it, and that's the start of the 2011 Tour.
And it was the kickoff for one of the greatest duels in the history of this sport.
Capital of Brazil, right in front of the National Congress on the lawn. And we just keep watching as people come in, more and more and more people, until there's over 100,000 people trying to crowd for space to watch this competition. 12 riders have shown up to Brasilia, but one of them can't ride.
Unfortunately, that is Dubai champion Danny Torres. He has broken his foot in the practice.
One-handed takeoff backflip on the 50-foot super kicker.
I love this course. This might be my favorite course I ever rode in my freestyle career.
So we go through the contest with this just electric crowd of fans watching the competition, and the final is Robbie Madison and Nate Adams.
All right, folks, well, here we go. It is the final, and Robbie Madison gets right out there, starting things off.
Big extension there on the ruler, so excited about that. I was trying to get big extension in my tricks last year, and so far I'm doing it.
Backflip can-can, side saddle lander.
Nice.
He's gonna go for the side saddle takeoff here.
Into the Superman Indian Air, out of the can-can takeoff.
Maddo, he couldn't put a foot wrong. I mean, the guy was riding just amazing. He was full of passion, full of energy. He does a great ride, and he's waiting for Nate, and it really seems like this is going to be a hard battle.
All right, 10 seconds remaining on the warm-up time. Adams doesn't even bother with it. Goes straight into the run with the one-handed backflip.
Extending nicely, holding it. That's what these judges want to see. Still charging, 30 seconds left on the clock. This is the overtime now. These are the new parts of his run. Oh, wow, Nate Adams.
Something completely different.
I showed Nate at the start of the run, at the start of the weekend, you could transfer off that super kicker to another landing that was on the right-hand side, and I didn't do it in my run. I didn't think there'd be a need for it.